Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Severe tropical storm Marce is now nearing typhoon category. It was last spotted 735 kilometers east of Baler, Aurora. Marce packs maximum winds of 110 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 135 kph. It may make landfall over the Babuyan Islands or mainland Cagayan on Thursday or Friday. The severe tropical storm is expected to reach typhoon category today. A tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 is up over Batanes and Cagayan, as well as in northern and eastern portions of Isabela and the northern portion of Ilocos Norte. President Bongbong Marcos insisted that we have flood control projects, but they were, quote, na-overwhelm lang. Maricel Halili with a report.
This is ground zero in Talisay, Batangas, a sleepy lakeside town ravaged by landslides that killed at least 20 people. Aside from prayers and mass, he offered the dead. President Bongbong Marcos also laid down some plans to protect the living from future catastrophes. One is a thorough review of the country's calamity response to be led by the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council or NDRRMC.
Layunin natin na hindi na maulit ang pagkawala ng buhay dahil sa kalamidad. Totoo na mas matindi ang mga bagyo ngayon. Mas malawak, mas malakas, mas mabilis ang pagbabago.
Marcos also visited Laurel, Batangas, where he said he has no issues with the proposal to investigate his government's flood control program. It was Senate President Cheese Escudero who said last week the upper chamber will probe the projects during deliberations on the national budget this month. Senator Amy Marcos also wants a full accounting of the budget given to the flood control program of Bicol, which bore the brunt of Christine. But the president also insisted the lack of infrastructure wasn't entirely to blame.
Maraming nagsasabi, nababasa ko sa dyaryo, naririnig ko sa radyo, television, nasa na mga flood control. Nandyan ang mga flood control, na-overwhelm lang. May flood control tayo, hindi kaya. Hindi talaga kaya dahil sa buong kasaysayan ng Pilipinas, wala pang ganito. Ngayon lang natin haharapin ito.
PBBM added that intense flooding isn't unique to the Philippines and that other countries are also now experiencing it due to climate change.
Dapat maunawaan talaga ng tao, hindi lamang yung budget hindi kung ano yung science. What's the science? Follow the science. See what's happening. Tignan ninyo, hindi lamang dito. Nakita nyo ba yung nangyayari sa Espanya? Nakita nyo ba yung mga nangyayari sa iba't ibang lugar? Sa States, yung mga nangyayari. Ganyan din. Doon din sa mga lugar na yun. Ngayon lang nangyari yan. Kaya gagawin natin, babaguhin natin ang mga design, patitibayan natin yung mga infrastructure, mga flood control, yung mga slope protection, pati yung mga tulay.
He cited Typhoon Ondoy back in 2009, which dumped a month's worth of rain in just 6 hours. Severe tropical storm Christine brought rains double that amount in just 5 days, according to Marcos. When asked whether he was satisfied with his government's response to Christine and Super Typhoon Leon, Marcos had this to say.
I'll tell you the truth. It's never enough. It's never enough. I wish we could do more.
It's never enough, but Marcos says his administration is doing the best it can with the resources it has. For now, cash and other aid were provided to victims and survivors, including the 60 million pesos given to Batangas by the Office of the President. Construction materials were also given to residents and local government so they can start rebuilding. Christine and Leon together are estimated to have affected more than 2 million families. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
Officials in the U.S. are now ramping up security measures in Washington, D.C. ahead of tomorrow's election. Crew members were seen installing security fences on the White House, the Capitol, and the residence of Vice President and Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. The heightened security measures will be in place until the inauguration in January. Authorities said there are no current threats to the U.S. capital city ahead of the election. They've already took precautions to prevent another large political unrest, just like what happened back in January 6, 2021. Now, Republican candidate Donald Trump held a campaign rally in North Carolina on Sunday. And just like in his previous campaigns, Trump's speech was filled with remarks against his opponent, Kamala Harris, and other familiar stories. He also criticized his co-Republican leader, Senator Mitch McConnell. The veteran senator endorsed Trump's candidacy despite their icy relationship. Recall that McConnell previously blasted Trump after the January 6 incident.
So hopefully we get rid of Mitch McConnell pretty soon because he helped him. That guy. Can you believe he endorsed me? Can you? Boy, that must have been a painful day in his life.
Meanwhile, Vice President and Democratic candidate Kamala Harris continued her campaign in Michigan. She stopped at a restaurant and met with supporters. Michigan is one of the key states in the upcoming elections. Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, President Bongbong Marcos admits that the government's response to Tropical Cyclone Christine is not enough. Marcos directed concerned agencies to enhance flood and landslide preparedness measures and disaster early warning systems. And in Business World, Philippine manufacturing expanded for a 14th month in a row in October. S&P Global Philippine Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index stood at 52.9 in October, slowing from the 53.7 in September. Now, in other news, the Armed Forces of the Philippines kicks off its annual exercise called DAGIT-PA. Now, the term DAGIT-PA is a combination of the Filipino words dagat, langit, at lupa. The exercise aims to train soldiers in territorial defense on different platforms. More than 3,000 all-Filipino personnel are expected to take part in the 10-day drill.
Our mission today is very clear: to prepare ourselves comprehensively to respond to any external threats that might challenge our sovereignty. This year's exercise will adopt an operationally focused framework enabling us to simulate our territorial defense plan, Bantay Kalayaan.
Hindi naging hadlang para sa isang stage 4 cancer patient ang kanyang kondisyon para sumali sa isa sa pinakamahirap na endurance contest sa buong mundo. At para bigyan ng mukha ang balita, Mobile Journal, Evan Tarinque.
Hindi lang karera para sa malalakas ang Ironman. Yan ang pinatunayan ng isang stage 4 cancer patient na napagtagumpayan ng sport event na ito.
2 taon na ang nakakalipas ng taningan ng buhay ni Jonathan. Pwedeng hanggang 5 taon na lang daw ang buhay niya. 2022 kasi nang madiagnose si Jonathan ng stage 4 mediastinal paraganglioma, isang rare cancer na kumakalat sa baga at buto. Pero sa kabila ng malubhang sakit, patuloy ang takbo niya sa buhay. Sumali siya sa Ironman World Championship sa Kona, Hawaii. Ang cancer patient na si Jonathan natapos ang isa sa pinakamahirap na endurance event sa buong mundo.
Top of the Pascal, you are an Ironman.
With me putting in the effort to keep moving, I will be able to serve more people and inspire more people.
Nasa higit 2 oras kada araw ang training ni Jonathan na isang medical practitioner din. Pero kahit puspusan ang paghahanda niya, may mga pagkakataon pa rin na nahirapan siya sa mahigit 200-kilometer Ironman journey dahil na rin sa kanyang sakit. Gaya ng kanyang 3.8-kilometer swim sa unang leg ng Ironman.
Kapag lumalangoy ako, ang nangyayari na iipon ang dugo sa buong ulo ko, sa muka, sa leeg, pati na sa dila ko, kaya lalong humihirap ang paghinga.
Nilagpasan lahat yan ni Jonathan dahil na rin sa suporta ng mga mahal niya sa buhay.
Binibigyan ko ang sarili ko ng chance na to keep trying, to keep moving, to keep competing. Not only am I prolonging my life, I'm doing something to extend my life.
Lakas ng katawan, puso at determinasyon, mga bagay na naging daan ni Jonathan para malagpasan niya ang hamon sa buhay. Mobile Journal, Evan Tarinque po, hatid ang muka ng balita.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.